Okay, let's see if I can play around with Greenfoot and make up some stuff and see what happens. So, I mean, I guess I'm already new job in a scenario playing with Greenfoot. That's the folder that I'm in. I already created something. So you can create whatever folder that you want. I'm going to call it Space Penguin because I already know what I'm going to do. All right, so here we have a world and then actors. These are actor classes. We can create different actors using these things, and then if you double click on actor, it brings up this little cheat sheet, just the documents about what kinds of methods you can use in this class. And there's a bunch of stuff. The act method is kind of like the main method it's always going to be running, and it runs over and over and over again. So that's important to understand. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that's here. So it's good to take a look. Sometimes they're hard to understand, like what exactly they do. But I mean, for get x returns the x coordinate of the actor's current location. That one's super easy. So easy to understand, but maybe not. What I've been doing is just looking at this and then Googling stuff because this is what I can do with my actors, and I want to know how I can use these things. So that's what I've been doing. What am I trying to do? Pause. All right, and then same thing with the world. I can click on or double click the world, and it has the same kind of stuff. You can do a whole bunch of stuff with that. What I'm gonna do right now, because okay, so the world is where all your actors like interact and do things. Actors are like the little objects that we have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of this and I'm gonna make my own world. So what I'm gonna do is right click and then new subclass, and Greenfoot comes with some preloaded graphics. So if I want to choose, my world is kind of like my background. So if you want to make like a game board or something, that's what the background could be. So let's see, I'm gonna make these are all the backgrounds that it has already loaded. I'm gonna do space one, not a valid Java class name, so I'm gonna call this space. And so it loads a background. Great, that's fantastic. And then I can put actors in here. So same thing, I'm gonna right click and then new subclass. And I can put these little things. These are all the things I have to choose from. I suppose I could put a little background in there, but that doesn't make sense to me. I'm gonna look for other text PNG. Oh yeah, and then I'm gonna call it penguin because it's a penguin. Very clever. So what I can do is I can right click, new penguin, and then it puts a little penguin on the screen. If I run it, nothing happens because I didn't tell the penguin to do anything, and if I reset it, it disappears. What the heck? So what can I do? If I double click on penguin though, whoa, I don't know why it's so small up here. If I double click on penguin, I have some stuff here. And it says add your action code here. So just something that I want to mention is the act method just runs over and over and over and over again. This deals with inheritance. We'll talk about that later, but I have a class called penguin, which is this. It's a subclass of actor. So all the things that you can do with actors, I can do with penguin because it's a subclass. So and that's what inheritance is. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Right now, we're just going to use it and not think about it. So let's look at what an actor can do. There's one thing I'm gonna look for. It's move. Move. Look, move, and then it's saying what distance do you want to move, and then it's gonna do it over and over again. Move this actor the specified distance in the direction it's currently facing. So if I open up this and I say move 1, I think that means 1 pixel. So I'll compile it. Everything's great. And then if I add an actor, I think it's facing this way. So you can say run, and there it goes. Pause it, and it stops. Act means it moves 1 iteration at a time, so that's 1 pixel, maybe. And then it just keeps on going and going and going and going and going. So that's great. What else can I do? Oh, and if I reset, it goes away. So I'd have to put in another penguin. But there's a way where you can start it off somewhere, and I'll show you that in a minute. But let's see what else we can do. There's something else that I want to do. We could do is at edge. That would be good. Maybe we can make it turn around. So turn, and then the amount that you turn specified. So it's degrees. So what I could do is open up this and say turn, and let's say we want it to turn 45 degrees. So what it's going to do is it's going to move 1 pixel and then turn 45 degrees. And then move another pixel and then turn 45 degrees. And then another pixel and turn 45 degrees. Let's see what that looks like. And it's just going to keep doing that over and over again. So, new, run. Oh, that's just spinning. What if that's spinning really fast? What if I did something smaller, like 10? And something bigger, well, no, let's just leave that. Change one thing at a time. New penguin, put it on there, run. That's just spinning. Okay, great. What if I want it to make like a circle? That's just moving 1 pixel. That's why it doesn't do that much. Let's move 30 pixels. See what that looks like. Oh, it ran into the edge and it moved. Did you see that? That's great. It's going really fast. I can slow it down here. That's really slow. You can also set the speed in the beginning so that it goes the same speed every time. So let's look at that then. And then faster and faster and faster and faster. So that's the space penguin. Let's look at. Oh, we already looked at that. Let's look at how to make the penguin stay there. Like every time we reset. That's not what I wanted. Every time I reset, the penguin disappears. So how do I make it not reset? Well, what I can do is I can go to my world, which is space, and then I can say, let's add an object. We already have a penguin object. We can create as many penguins as we want. And there's 2 ways to do it. I can say add object. That's actually like, how do I know to do that? It's because it says here add object, actor, and then int xy. It adds an actor to the world, and in the x and y is the position where it adds it. So we can actually choose where it's going to set up. I think if you do 0, 0, it puts it in the top left corner. And then as you count for x's, it goes to the right. As you count for y's, it goes down. I think. Let's test it out. So add object, and then you have to say what the object is, and in this case it's penguin. So I would say new penguin. I mean, that's our new instance of penguin. We don't have to name it anything. We could name it, and I'll show you that in a minute. But let's do 0, 0. See what that looks like. I think it'll be in the top left corner. Compile that. Close. and then it puts one in the top left corner. I didn't have to put. I mean,